Hi everyone, my name is Aman. I hope you are doing great. So recently I've cleared my CKS exam, which is Certified Kubernetes Specialist. And today I will be going to talk about the same thing, that how was the exam, how was the experience of the exam, what are the resources that I've used for this CKS certification exam. If you're watching this video, I'm hoping that somewhere you are in the middle of this CKS exam preparation, or you are aiming for this certification, or you are aiming for this exam. So let's get started. So before jumping on to the next section of this CKS preparation guide, the main prerequisite of this CKS exam is you make sure to have CKA certified. So if you are not CKA certified or you didn't give that exam, so I would recommend you to go with that. And if you want to know my experience for this exam, so there is one of my Medium blog that I've documented here, and you can just feel free to read about those experiences, what are the things and preparation journey about each and everything. Also, I've documented few of the questions that I've faced in the exam, so you would be able to understand about the CK exam as well. So let's get back to the CKS preparation guide. Let's start with the first thing, which is you need to understand what are the prerequisites for this exam and information about the CKS exam. So this is the link for the Linux Foundation where you can just come to the CKS examination. And if you just go through the things, so you will see CKS includes. So first of all, once you will buy this exam, which costs 445, or if you want, you can buy on sales like Friday sale or some other sales where you will get up to 45% discounts. So once you will buy the exam, then you will have 12 months to schedule the exam and take the exam. So it's not mandatory to give the exam as soon as you buy the voucher, right? So the next thing is access to two main simulation attempts. So what does it mean? If you know about CNCF certifications, most of them are performance based, which means that you will have to run the commands and you will have to fix the issues on your own. And this is not a theoretical exam. So what they provide, they will provide you the access for the two exam simulation attempts in which you will get the real time environment where they will have the for virtual machine. In that virtual machine you can open the terminal, and then on the terminals you will be able to run those commands to fix the issue whatever they will give you in the task. They are talking about that, and this is known as KillerShell. If you have idea about CKAs, while you were preparing for your CK exam, you might have tried with this KillerShell and you have some sort of experience. So you will get two exam simulation attempts for that. And after that, you will get two exam attempts, which means you will have two retakes. So in case if you fail the first exam, you don't need to worry. You can again prepare for the exam, whatever in that you were weak. So you can work on those things and you can retake the exam in the second attempt. So this is about CKS includes. Then after that, if I talk about the topics, so there are 6 sections about the domains. So CNCF and CKS focuses on the 6 topics. The first thing is cluster setup. Now in the cluster setup, you will get the task related to network security policies where you have to restrict cluster level access. Then after that, you have to work on the CIS benchmarks, which is very important in terms of securing your Kubernetes component. So you have to play with those things. Then after that, you have to play with the ingress, where when you have to deploy your applications, you use to deploy ingress controllers, and then it will create a load balancer or on any cloud or some other services, right? So you need to understand how to enable TLS on those ingress. So this is one of the important thing. Then verify platform binaries before deploying anything like Kubernetes component. So you need to understand that this is the correct binary of the particular Kubernetes component. So this is about cluster setup. Then the next thing is cluster hardening. and the weightage of this is 15%, and also cluster setup weightage is also 15%. So you need to make sure that the more weightage you will have, so you have to focus more on that particular topics. So let's talk about the cluster hardening. In the cluster hardening, you need to understand role-based access control, where you will follow the principle of least privilege, and you will provide the limited access to the Kubernetes component and the Kubernetes APIs using service accounts, cluster roles, binding. You need to understand those things. Then you need to understand how to upgrade your Kubernetes clusters to avoid any vulnerabilities. So this is about cluster hardening. Then you have system hardening, which has less weightage as compared to other topics. So in this system hardening, you will see you have to reduce the attack surface. Then you need to understand the least privilege, identity, and access management. And you need to understand what are the app armor and SecOm profiles to enable security in your deployments or in your containers. And after system hardening, we have minimize microservice vulnerabilities. So in that, we need to understand how to work with pod security standards, where you have to work with pod security admission, and you have to enable the pod security standards on the namespace level. Then you also need to understand the Kubernetes secrets, how to manage it, and how you can encrypt the secrets, as by default Kubernetes encode the secrets and it doesn't encrypt the secrets. So how can you encrypt the secrets using etcd? So you will be able to understand that thing as well. Then after that, you need to understand pod to pod encryption as well, which is very important. And for that, you might have to work either of them, which is Cilium or Stio. So it's not mandatory that they will include both, but you have to learn both tools, how to work with those, how to create policies in Cilium, and how to apply pod to pod encryption using Istio. So this is about the minimize microservice vulnerabilities. Then we have supply chain securities, in which we need to understand how to work with SBOM. And also you need to understand the static analysis, where they will ask you to find the vulnerabilities in your YAML files or Docker files. And sometimes it would be a manual static analysis, where you have to find the issues on your own. And sometimes you have to find the issues using the tools like kubesec or kubelinter. And in the end, we have monitoring, logging, and runtime security, which is one of the important things. So the first thing I can say, which is Kubernetes audits, which is very mandate for this exam, because you need to understand how to monitor, how to audit, how can you log each and everything for your Kubernetes component. So for that, you need to understand how to enable auditing and logging for your Kubernetes. Then you have to understand immutability of containers at runtime. So this is all about the 6 sections. Now let's move forward to the next thing, which is which course to follow. So a lot of people don't know what to follow for this CKS exam, and some of you might want to have paid courses, or some of you might want to have free courses, and you don't want to spend some money because CKS exams already cost a lot as compared to the other certifications. But no worries, I got you covered with both types of things. So if you have Code Cloud subscription, so you don't need to think of the second choice, and just go to the Code Cloud. And this course of Mumshad is very amazing course, I can say, and this is really what this subscription as well. So the main reason is that the exam is performance based exam, where you have to run the commands and all. So Code Cloud provides you all those practice labs as well according to the questions. So you don't need to go to other platforms. So I will provide you the link of this course in my description box. Now the next thing, which is that if you don't want to pay anything and you want to prepare for CKS with free courses, so no worries. And for that, we have one course, which is the duration of this exam is 11 hours. And the main thing is that this course contains full course theory plus practice and plus browser scenarios. So now each and everything you're getting at one place. And what you can do, they provided the timestamp as well. So I hope you know that Killer Shell kind of a community, and this is really amazing community where you don't have to pay anything and you will be able to learn each and everything with no cost. So in this video, you will be able to see each and every topic they covered, and also they are giving you the practice questions, how to set up the cluster network policies, and then how to work with Kubernetes documentation and metadata production, and a lot of things like whatever you are able to see in the code cloud, each and everything you will be able to see here. Now the next thing is, okay, you have the course and now you want to practice the things, and as code cloud provides you the practice labs, playgrounds for that, how would you do the same thing with free courses? So there are two things to practice for the CKS exams. So for that we have Killer Coda. So if you just click on this link, you will be able to see the multiple scenarios for CKS exam. And that is somewhere similar questions that you will be able to face in the real CKS exam. But again, you can practice all those topics and things here. Like if I give an example, CIS benchmarks to fix control plane. And then if I talk about Falco related rules, so you will also get those things in your exam. You can also see other question like image policy webhook and vulnerability scanning tree, network policies, ingress secure. So there are a lot of practice labs questions they provided. I think that is around 30 to 35 questions are there. So whenever you are done with your theory time, I would recommend you to go with this labs, and it will help you to understand how things work. So this is for the practice session where you can use Killer Coda. Now the next thing is Killer Shell. So Killer Shell will only work when you have bought this exam. Once you will buy an exam, you will get CKS simulator, and that you will get 2 attempts. So if I just open this, so I should have, so once you will open this, so you will have the sessions. So they will provide you these kind of sessions, and as you can see that I had 4 sessions. So because I cleared CKA first, so for that I have used CKA simulator 1 and 2. Then once Killer Shell thing is completed, now the next thing that we need to understand that real-time environment questions. So what are the types of questions we can expect in the exam? I have listed down few of the questions. So let's go to the first question, which is related to admission controller. So in the admission controllers, you might have to work with node restrictions and image policy webhook most of the time. Then you need to understand how to upgrade the node to the same version as the control planes. Then you will get one question, which I'm 100% sure that you will get one question related to network policy. You might have the question related to Falco rules. Then after that, I got one Cilium network policy question. And then one of the question is implement Istio to enable mutual authentication. Then the thing that find the issues in the Docker file and deployment. So this is kind of static manual analysis that you have to do it on your own. Then the next question you can have, which is app armor or SecOm profiles. Then you have to scan your Kubernetes components using CIS benchmarks, and they will provide you the tool installed. Then you need to understand the thing related to syscalls, where few of your containers or pods will be going to use syscalls that is not good as per the compliance, as per the security. So you have to check those. You have to check those pods, whatever the syscalls they're using, and then according to that, you have to scale down that pod or deployment, or you have to delete that. Then one question you can have related to software bills of materials, that is SBOM. Then the next thing they might ask you about the pod security standard, where you have to enforce the pod security standard on the particular namespace according to the requirements. Then the next thing is related to service account token. So by default, pod auto mount the service token, and you have to disable it. Then the most important portion I was saying related to auditing. So you have to make sure that the Auditing would be done using kube API server manifest file. And the next thing related to container immutability. Then the next thing in your exam set, that is validate the binaries of Kubernetes component using SHA-512 sum. Then they might ask you to scan your images. Then after that, they will ask you related to container should run with root only file system. So these are the questions I can say that is very beneficial. Now in the end, I will give you a few tips and tricks. First of all, the main thing that don't follow too much resources, because if you are going to follow all the resources, like if I just give you an example, that let's suppose you're following the paid course, then you are following the full free course as well, so it's not good at all. I would recommend you, yes, you can follow, primarily you should focus on one course. And the next important thing is Kubernetes documentation. So if I just open the Kubernetes documentation here, so let's suppose I have to upgrade my Kubernetes cluster. So you know that what are the things you need to search. So I would recommend you to use Kubernetes documentation as much as you can. First of all, you need to understand that you need to start using Kubernetes documentation while preparing for CKS exam. So you will be able to understand what are the things you need to have to complete the particular portion or task. So let's suppose I know that how to search for upgrading KubeADM cluster. As you know, the exam is open book. But the main catch here is that you won't be able to search for a particular thing. So if I give you an example, let's suppose I can search using Control F and I want to upgrade my Linux over the node. So I can just search Linux here and I would be able to see, in the third occurrence, I got the link and I would be able to get the link directly and I can now upgrade my Kubernetes cluster easily. But in the exam, that's not how it would work. Why? Because CNCF doesn't provide you the search in the Kubernetes documentation using Control F. So if you want to search for this, you won't be able to do it. And if you want to search, you can just search the particular topic. Like I want to search for network policy. So I will just write it here and I will be able to search it. So I will just copy this. You can copy it and you can paste it somewhere in your terminal and that's it. But if you're looking for a particular thing, so I would recommend you to go with this pages, like with this links. So let's suppose if they're asking you to perform the task where you have to allow all ingress traffic, so you can just click on this. You will get the YAML of this, copy this and perform the task, copy and paste it. Now the next thing is, always I used to say that don't go for each question. Always go with the easy question first, and you will be able to get your marks easily. So in the end of this video, I would like to share my experience. So I have just started my preparation 20 days back, or not. It's not 20 days, it's 15 days. So I just took 15 days to prepare for this exam. And the reason is that I have already aware of a lot of Kubernetes security things where I was working with security contexts. And sometimes I also got an opportunity on working on those Istio and Falco rules as well. So a lot of things I was familiar, but again, there were a lot of things that I need to understand as per the course requirement as well. So that's why it took 15 days for me to prepare for this exam, including CKS Killer Shell as well. So that is about the preparation. And as I told you that I used Code Cloud for the preparation, and somewhere I used YouTube codes as well. And after that, most of the time I used to go to Killer Coda and solve those questions. Also, sometimes I used to follow a few practice questions, how to solve those. So with the help of that, understand the tips and tricks to solve that particular portion. In the end, I went for the Killer Shell exam simulators. That helped me a lot for this preparation. So yeah, that's it for this video. And whatever the resources that I was talking about in this video, I will share you one Medium blog link. And in that blog, you can directly jump onto the resources sections and you would be able to get all the resources. And if you want to follow few CKS Killer Shell videos, I'm in a process where I'm creating the playlist and will be going to upload the videos frequently. And there are around 23 questions and I will be going to upload it very soon once I will get some time. So, all right, that's wrap up my CKS exam preparation guide. I hope this breakdowns makes your preparation clear and gives you confidence to face the exam. Remember, the key is hands-on practice and building a problem-solving mindset. All the best for your exam and have a good day.